Is there a student in your class that stands out in your mind? Someone that you would especially like to be able to reach, to make a difference? Click the link and take a minute to explain what it is about this student that stands out, that calls to you. When you've finished, push play to continue. Hello, my name is Yvonne Bauer and I'm your facilitator for this module on reaching at-risk or AR students. In March of my senior year, I dropped out of high school. It took me until my mid-20s to return to complete my GED and almost 2 decades longer to begin college. Is it any wonder then that as a teacher, my attention and heart are continually drawn to the at-risk population? Today, nearly 7,000 U.S. students drop out every day. 1 in 9 16 to 24-year-olds are neither working nor in school, and only 16% of state prisoners have a high school diploma. The obvious benefits of reaching this population cannot be overstated. In this module, the learner will use data and statistics to understand the need to create a specific change in the classroom environment to reach the AR student. The learner will also research and evaluate some of the newest engagement tools and behavior adjustment ideas, and collaborate with peers to assess their usefulness and create lesson plans that will benefit the AR student. What is it that puts a student on our radar as at risk of dropping out, or facing incarceration, or simply at risk of failing to reach career readiness? These are students who are homeless or transient, involved in drugs or alcohol, students who are abused sexually, physically, or emotionally, students who are mentally ill or dealing with clinical depression, students who are neglected at home or live in stressful family environments, students who are lacking social or emotional supports or are involved with delinquent peers. Sadly, at-risk students rarely have only one risk factor, and engaging them and helping them value their own education is a task for giants. This population requires patience, understanding, and lots of reteaching. Right now I'm working at the homeless shelter with a spring semester second grade student who cannot read the kindergarten list of sight words. He is obviously at risk. But we expect that. But do you have even one student in your classes that you can guarantee is not at risk? Can we assume that the upper-class white student from a nuclear family is not experiencing even one of these risk factors? You are their teachers, their principals, their counselors. You are, in general, middle or upper middle class, educated, intelligent people. Are you safe from these risk factors? We are humans. We are all at risk some days. If you could say anything to your students to express what you think is important, what would you say?
It's 4 a.m. I've struggled for the last hour to fall back asleep, but I can't. Yet again, I'm tossing and turning, unable to shut down my brain. Why? Because I'm stressed. I'm stressed about my students. I'm so stressed that the only thing I can think to do is to take my thoughts and write them down tonight and vow to myself that tomorrow I'm going to tell students the truth, the real truth I've been needing to say. This is what students really need to hear. First, you need to know that I care about you. In fact, I may care about you more than you care about yourself. And I care about you more than your grades and your test scores, more than your GPAs and your SATs, more than the state-required benchmark minimum that tells me how much I'm supposed to care. I care about you as a person. And because I care, I need to be honest with you. Do I have your permission to be honest both in what I say and how I say it? Here's the thing. Teachers lose sleep because of you every week. But before I tell you why, there's something you need to understand about school. You see, academic learning is not the main event of school. It never has been, and it probably never will be. Yes, algebra, essay writing, the judicial process, Spanish, all are important. All can change your life. They are events, but they are not the main event. The main event of school is dealing with the harshness of life, learning how to deal with adversity, learning how to deal with harshness as simple as a forgotten locker combination, to obnoxious peers, to gossip, to being doubted by others, to doubting yourself, and still through all of it, pushing to be the best version of yourself no matter what. The main event of school is conquering adversity. It is your resilience in conquering the main event, adversity, that truly prepares you for life after school. Because mark my words, school is not the last time you will face great difficulty. Yes, you will have moments more beautiful than you can imagine, but you will also confront tragedy, frustration, fear, and doubt in the years to come. You shouldn't be worried about the fact that you will face great adversities. You should be worried because you are setting yourself up to fail at overcoming them. Here's the real reason why teachers lose sleep because of you every single week. You are failing the main event of school. You are quitting. And you may not think you are quitting, but you are, because quitting wears many masks. For some of you, quitting looks like throwing the day away and not even picking up a pencil to try to write a sentence or a fraction because you think you can't, or it doesn't matter, or it's not worth it, but it is. What you write is not the main event. The fact that you choose to take charge of your own doubt, your own weakness, your own boredom in order to write when you get challenged, that is the main event. Some of you quit by skipping class on a free education, a privilege that was paid for, bled for, died for by millions of people who came before you. Being punctual is not the main event. The main event is delaying your temptation and investing in your own intelligence, understanding that sometimes short-term pain leads to long-term gain, and that great people make great sacrifices for a greater good. For others, you quit by throwing disrespect at adults who ask you to go to class. Bowing to authority is not the main event. The main event is learning how to problem solve maturely, not letting your judgment be tainted by the stains of emotion. It's having grace and tact when every fiber of your being wants to hit or scream or run away. I see some of you quit by not taking opportunities, chances after chances after chances to pass a class. The main event is not having some letter, some number tell you that you are worthy. The main event is pulling your crap together and making hard choices and hard sacrifices even when it seems impossible. It's finding hope in the hopeless, courage in the chasm, guts in the grave. What you need to see is that every time you take the easy way out, you are building a habit of quitting, and it will destroy your future and annihilate your happiness if you let it. Our society couldn't care less for quitters. Life will leave you sad, depressed, and poor if you can't courage up and learn how to deal with hardship. You are either the muscle or the dirt. You either take resistance and grow stronger, or you erode in the wind. So know this right now. As long as you're in my life, I'm not going to let quitting be easy for you. I'm going to challenge you, confront you, push you, coach you. You can whine, you can throw a tantrum, you can stomp and scream and swear, and guess what? Tomorrow, I'll be right here, smiling and patient, waiting for you to give you a fresh start, because you are worth it. So do yourself a favor. Courage up. No more excuses, no more justifications, no blaming, no quitting. Lift your head up, rip the cords out of your ears, grab the frickin' pencil, and let's do this.
Before we continue with the rest of the module, let's stop and consider where we would like to go. What is your wish list? What would you like to add to your instruction that would make the biggest impact? What life skills do you teach now or would like to add in the future? What tools or activities do you use that you would like to share? Go to the class discussion board and respond to these questions, and then to 2 of your peers.